to a Yin Yoga class. This is something we all should do to close the day. A lot of devotion, a lot of dedication, and a lot of release from these yoga poses. So we'll start with pigeon pose. Now, I normally see with my clients that pigeons are hard for people who has knee issues. If you have that, I'll show you a modification. But the pose is your shin bone. I myself have a lot of knee issues because I was a runner, for your information. And I still struggle to do pigeon poses. So your shin bone would be aligned with the front edge of the mat, preferably parallel to the front edge. If not, you could bring your heels in. That's comfortable. But the back foot should be in the same line as the front foot. Your hips naturally goes to a side which you don't want. You want the hips, it's a big hip opening, and you want the hips to face in the front. And you have a lot of relaxation here, down to the mat, through your psoas and your perineum muscles. Whenever you're ready, we'll hold on to these stretches for 3 minutes, by the way. Now, if you cannot hold for 3 minutes, you are most welcome to get up. But that is when you really reach to the deep tissues, the connective tissues, which you cannot do in a power yoga class. This is always a complementary, and I always use this as a meditative pose, as a meditative practice. With that, please come along. We are in a pigeon pose. My knees are bent and my heels are close to my body. Inhale here, and we exhale, come to the forearms. If that is the best, you need to find your edge. Everybody is different. You would feel at a certain point that I can't go any further. Stay there and hang in there. So if this is where you want to be, stay in and stay there. We'll count 3 minutes from now. You can close your eyes. Let yourself melt in. So you're dropping and letting everything release. We start with the physical body. Let the physical body release gradually and slowly. If you feel you're deepening gradually and slowly with your breath, maybe walk your arms even further. See if you can rest your head. I have a lot of props next to me, and those props are something that I can use. One of them is a cushion. And you can have a small pillow and have your head rested there. Wherever you are, you can also open your arms and relax. Let it all go. Relax from your head, your heart space. Your hips are opening and stretching at the back foot. And you are feeling the stretch on your hips. We're nearly halfway through here. We'll go another 1.5 minutes. If you feel, some of you may feel that I don't need the pillow. I don't need no props. Come on down. Maybe make a diamond right there and let it all go. Finding gratitude for the day and giving your thanks for everything beautiful you have in your life. Face muscles relaxed. Whenever you're ready, come up. Use your hands to prop you up. And you're going to lean on your left side, circle your right leg all the way. Now you're going to make sure that your left shin bone is parallel to the front edge of the mat. We'll rest the right shin bone on top of the left leg. Now this is where I'm going to prop up a little bit. the more flexible you are, your knees are going to fall towards the ground. But to protect our knees, we must keep our feet flexed, must. So never, even if you're relaxed, don't go like this or this. Please keep it always flexed. And support with some props. You can reach your arms up if you feel like it. Inhale, exhale, come down. This is one of a great hip opener. A lot of frustrations and emotions and joy and whatever you have, release them. That's where it gets released. This is double pigeon. And the minute starts now. Again, if you can't go all the way, stay where you are. Don't move because I'm moving. I'm moving because I'm giving you modifications, and you stay, find your edge again. An edge where you feel, oh my God, I can't do anymore. I'm going to fall. Find that edge wherever you are. Walk your arms.
Welcome to day 4 of Yoga and Me from 360 Event Center. My name is Naz. You have been with us every Thursday. Today we are bringing in hip opening poses. I would say a little bit more after the video is over, but these poses are very common poses that you're seeing, mainly to open the hips. Hips don't lie, do they? We always hear or have been hearing this. There is a reason why we say this. The reason is hips are usually very tight, and it is assumed that they are tight because stress builds up over time, and that's why the poses that you're going to see, or you have just seen, the pigeon pose and the double pigeon pose, where we stopped the video for a few minutes, just to let you know what you are seeing. These are really opening the front of your body, concentrating on the center part of the body, the center of gravity, which is your hips. So let's go ahead and complete watching what we are watching, a few more poses, and holding on to those poses, and then we'll talk about it further on to know the benefits of these poses.
And see the pressure that you're putting into your hips, but you're still releasing your forehead. Yes, you can hear my Ujjayi breath. Your right knee melting towards the ground. Don't forget to not keep your feet flexed. Your heart melts. Very difficult sometimes when you're at yin pose, because you get impatient to get out of the pose. Your body tells you, I can't do it, but you can. It is not your body, it is your mind that blocks you from going into deeper. At any point you're feeling you want to come out, you can come out halfway. Stay there, hang in there with me, please. You'll see the benefits. You're touching those tissues, and it's awesome feeling. You don't need to go to a massage place, if you do yin yoga. So stay there. Hang in there for a few more breaths. And a moment of silence. You can put on a little music if you want to. Dim your lights in your room. Think of how the day was. What are the good things that you want to hold back from your day? What are the things that you want to let go? Let it go. Let your belly loose. Inhale, come up. And exhale, we're going to go to the other side. Move your props, make your way. Right shin bone parallel to the front edge of the mat. And see if you can take your back leg out. Now, the modification that I was giving
was you can keep your leg bent actually and stay right here if you find it hard or it is painful in any form. But if you feel, no, I want to explore and see how that feels, then you lift, get up, and make sure your feet are both aligned. I always prefer to pull my heels towards my body and get off the mat on the right hip. Maybe use a prop here if you're quite in pain. So Yin uses a lot of props, and that's the relaxation that comes. Your hip forward, finding a bit of space, open your heart, inhale, exhale, come down. Again, start with the forearm, stay in the forearm, and stay here. You can take a block, you know. If I have a block right here, sorry, but you stay there. If I have a block right here, and I'm in my forearm, and I can't go any further, there is your headspace. And this is where you relax. Stay wherever you find comfort. Deepen your breath. If you can switch on to Ujjayi breath, that's great. You know why? Because your sensations, your hearing only listens to your breath, which is the sound of yoga. All the thoughts that you have in your head, in your mind, in your heart, you want to let it go. Good thoughts, shift them into your memory, your cell memory, your brain memory. Things that you want to let go, soften your heart, soften your belly, let it all go. At one point in time you would feel like, I want to go deeper. Go down, extend. A few more rounds of breath right here. Sometimes it is very natural for you to fall asleep. And if you do, don't worry about it. I will come up with bedtime stretches for you so you can fall asleep. Come on up. Inhale. Use your arms as your props. Again, move, tilt to the right to release the left leg, and stack them. So you make sure, move your props all the way. Make sure first your right shin bone is parallel to the front edge of the mat. You're seated and your feet is flexed. You need props again, prop under the left knee. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, down. This is the other side, double pigeon. Again, 3-minute hold, 2-minute hold, 1.5-minute hold. If you're a very beginner and struggling, stay for 1 minute. I have many clients who tell me, oh, meditation is not for me. That's not true. Meditation is for everybody. It's not the right time, maybe, because your body is still not ready in terms of strength. Your mind is not at all ready. So you're cultivating patience through the yin practice. Again, with our yogic culture, yoga is part of our life. We don't do yoga on our mats. We do yoga on our office table. Every moment that we breathe, we live every moment as a yoga person, and that's how you should be. Release everything, take one day at a time. Tomorrow is another day. Let it all go. Relax your belly, that's the most important thing. In all power yoga classes or in all my videos you must have heard I've said, hollow up the belly, pull it up. Don't. Let it go, let it go, let it go. Come on up. And relax. Now we are going to move all our props out of the way. We're going to extend our right leg. Actually, you can extend both the legs. Give it a bit of shift. Give it a bit of bounce. And then tilt to your right side of the body and maybe bend the knee and take your leg or your foot back, the left foot back. If this is quite painful, which can be if you have knee issues, come on here. Here. That could be one option. This is doable, I really think, because I do have tight knees or hard, stiff knees, and I feel this is doable. If it is not, please do message me. I'll come up with modification for your body. If not, I want you to bring it in here if you can't do the other way. Wherever you're seated, if you're the other way, you should have one fist distance, one fist width distance between your legs. Inhale up. As you see, my right foot is flexed. Exhale down. Now this is an Ashtanga stretch. When we do an Ashtanga stretch, we do it very strongly. I don't want you strong here. I want you to let go. Take a deep inhalation if you need it and exhale. Many of you may ask me, I can't go this far. Okay, come here. Stay here. Land on your forearms if you can. If not, stay on your palms. Close your eyes. Make your mind in a meditative pose. Your body, you know what? You're not your body. You live in this body. So, and your mind is something which is always playing with you. You want to control it and cultivate that patience. You tell your mind, I want to sit here, and you will be able to. Maybe not today, fully, the way you want to, but eventually with practice. And that's our practice. It's called sadhana. Sadhana. It's never perfect. Every day is different. Everybody's life is different. With all that, inhale up. We're going to tilt to come out of it and tilt the other side to take the right foot. Now maybe this way you can see me even better. The feet points back. Inhale up. Exhale down. 3-minute hold, 2-minute hold, whatever you can. Organize your mind, your thoughts. You want to have a good dream. Relax your shoulders, relax your heart. If you have observed me, you must have seen that I didn't come all the way down. I'm gradually sinking in, making my leg a bed, pushing my props away if I don't need, holding my leg if I have to, or let go. It's natural for your body to tilt to the left side, but you would want to come in. If you are in a power yoga pose, this doesn't happen. So allow whatever your body is taking to happen.
So those were some of the hip opening poses which you have seen in a yin practice. It's a yin practice where you let a lot of stress, a lot of emotions to be released from your body. And it's preferably done at the end of the day because you have seen that it is done in a seated pose. Not that these poses can't be, it isn't that you cannot do them in a power yoga class. You can, especially when you are seeing, you saw me doing one side and from there moving on to another side. Had this been a power yoga class, I would do a plank pose. So when I'm getting out of the pose, I would do a plank, do the vinyasa, so lift up, open, up dog, come back to down dog, jump in, sit down, and do the other side. That's in a power yoga class where movement is very, very important. Now, yin practice is one of my favorite practices because it really closes your day with the end feeling. If you do it for at least 20 minutes, the holding of each poses for 3 minutes, as you have seen in the video. Sometimes we do it for 5 to 6 minutes. Now that's practice. There are a few things that I want to point out from here. Is I have said the yin practice is complementary to a power yoga class, because when you are doing too much of strength training, you need to let some relaxation pose to come in to balance your life and to balance your practice. So this holding really brings up a lot of your emotions, a lot of your thoughts. It builds your patience. You actually, via slowing down your breath and deepening your breath, you are calming or able to calm your mind. It's very meditative. You're not just holding it thinking, oh my God, when can I get out? It's not that. It will come as a beginner. I would assume if you haven't ever sat down on a yoga mat, that sort of thinking may come to your mind, like, when will Naz tell me to get out of this pose? Can I please get out of the pose? But after a few weeks of practice, it won't come to you, and you wouldn't want to get out. You would want to stay there. And I mentioned a word called, you find your edge. An edge, so this is the end of the table. If you go beyond, you'll fall off. That's what I mean by edge. So everybody's edge is different, and you find your edge. If you are a beginner, your edge would be probably just till here and you can't come all the way down. That's what I mean by finding your horizon. And you allow your body to melt into it gradually. Another thing that I want to point out is I haven't gone from the torso is perpendicular to the floor. From perpendicular, I haven't gone straight down to the floor. I'm taking my time. I'm helping my body with props. After a few seconds, then I move the props and I see and I explore. Can I go a bit more? Can I see a little bit further? So why is it that you couldn't do that right away? Because your body isn't open, and you're giving that time to your body to open up gradually. That not only cultivates your physical body, but it cultivates and builds in patience and brings in calmness. It's a very progressive way of getting into meditation. And of course, hips hold a lot of emotions. I remember myself crying in yoga classes, and I don't know why I'm crying. You know, it's amazing unless you really experience it. Then when I am out of the yoga practice, I'm very emotional. And I could understand. I was thinking about that. I was thinking about this. I was thinking about a relationship maybe. I was thinking about something bad that happened with my manager or my boss. But then later, when I started getting into the practice, I knew that I could control them. It is coming and it is leaving you. So it is very meditative, and that's why hip yoga or hip opening poses are very favorite of mine. It is always done at the end of the practice, whether you're doing a power yoga or whether you're doing a yin yoga. A few other things that I would want to say that I mentioned in the video, your heart melts or relax from your head. You may have questions thinking, what does Naz mean by that? Means when I say relax on your head, means you scan your body from the head down to your feet and you relax it consciously, that means focus on your head at the moment and let it not stiffen up, give it space from within. Then from the head you go down to your heart space. Imagine that your heart has a lot of space, your rib cage is expanding, and you let the heart sit inside of the rib cage and you feel that heartbeat. And then similarly you go on to your hips and ultimately to the soles of your feet. The very important thing that I must point out is your tongue inside your mouth. You have a tendency of clenching on your tongue. Be very, very attentive of that. You want to have an open mouth from inside, not like open mouth from outside, but you allow the tongue to rest and not clench on your tongue. That happens because of unconscious mind and because of a lot of stress in your mind. You want to release those stress, you have to hold on to a pose and let it all go. When you allow it to go, it will leave your physical body, first your mental body, and then eventually your physical body. And when you feel or scan your body from the center of your head through your heart space, your upper belly, your lower belly, through your hips at the back, as well the sacrum, down your thigh bones and your shin bones, and let the pain or the emotions, may it be happiness, sadness, let it all be released from the soles of your feet, from actually through your exhalation. That sort of hip opening classes are really very helpful. If you are a person who suffers from a lot of fear, I would say your hips may be very tight. If you are a person who's always sad, don't feel very confident, can't love yourself, you're always finding faults in yourself. If you are that sort of a person, you may have observe your shoulder, observe your neck. You may not be able to observe your hip, but you should observe your shoulder. You will always feel a tensed shoulder and a tensed neck. Practice some poses, 5 poses every day, whether power or relaxed, you will see the benefits.
Thank you so much. Learned something new, that not only your shoulder and other thing, but also hips is equally important. What would be the next one we'll be focusing on for yoga?
You know, Atapurba, ever since we started, I am always going through very relaxed yoga poses. So I really want to bring in some fitness classes, a 12-minute cardio workout. It will have a little bit of relaxation and stretching, but it's just a 12 to 15-minute cardio and interval training. If you don't have too much time, then interval training is the best workout for anyone. And I'm sure if you are going to gyms and stuff like that, then, or if you are in fitness, then you have done things like that. But it's really fun, and it's good. You feel very energetic. Your blood rushes to your mind, and it's really a good start of the day.
So next week we are going to get meditation more rather than the yoga steps, or?
No, we are going to. I'm going to come with next week. Possibly I can't come live, but I will be sharing. I will be able to share a cardio fitness class, interval training class. But we do want to do a little bit of guided meditation every day. Every week that we are meeting. Like a 5-minute guided meditation, those who are watching or would connect with us. if you just close your, wherever you're seated, if you just close your eyes with your palms rested on top of your thighs, closing your eyes, and just listen to what I say, and hang in there for 5 minutes with me. And after you open your eyes, let me know how you feel. Maybe something to begin your meditative practices with me as I'm coming online, and I'm fortunate to come online via 360 Event Center, of course. Thank you, Abdul.
Thank you so much for showing us that hips doesn't lie. Why do you say that? Could you please explain? Yeah.
Of course, because hips has a lot of emotions. Like if you have had a very big trauma in your life, or whether it is physical or mental, for example, people loses their parent or their loved ones. Some people are good, they're strong, they can get over it. Some people can't. It stays with them for years and years and years. Especially for girls, if they have lost their fathers. Very difficult. This is a trauma. If you have met in an accident, you've lost somebody, or you've been physically very hurt, your whole life changed, that's trauma. Now, why hips don't lie is when you open these hip, you do these hip opening poses, you will see some thoughts are coming into your mind and you feel like crying. So hips aren't lying. You lie to yourself that no, I'm okay, I'm fine. Somebody's asking you, how are you feeling? Oh, I'm good. But actually how you are, you're not telling the person, or you don't even know. But as soon as you sit with these hip opening poses in yoga, you will see for no reason you are feeling very emotional, you're feeling like very sad and down. Then why do I do these poses? You do them because you want to face those fears. You want to face that stress. You want to face those trauma, which you are hiding yourself from. Once you face it, you're aware of it. That is only when you can tackle it. Because what you have lost has gone for a reason, and you have to accept it. Isn't that the way of life?
Thank you for explaining in a very nice way. Never thought that hips has an emotion. You always thought the emotion is on the heart or on the head somewhere. So the body is attached with each other, even the hips with the brain. Okay. Always good to learn new things, and thank you for sharing. Until now, I didn't know. Maybe many people didn't know. So here we go. Apart from yoga steps, we have learned something new about the hips. Also, some people, they talk about, when they do dress, if their hips is not okay, it doesn't fit. There is some talk. With these steps, can you get a better shape on our hip?
That is, if you do a power yoga class, you burn the fat in order to fit into a dress, if it's particularly a woman. Limited food, right kind of food. I do want to say to everybody, I am not a full-time yogi. I am a full-time, everyday, I should be compared with any other person. I cannot live a full yoga life. The reason is I have a full-time job. I'm a full-time mother, and I do everything. I do, those who are watching us from Bangladesh, we shop, we do everything. It's very difficult for us to get time out. But still, because I'm in love with the yogic practice, the passion of mine, and I feel I need to connect with myself. So connecting with your heart, connecting with your headspace, connecting with your hips is very, very important. And to fit in a dress as well, making sure that the hips are getting smaller in size. That is something where I will start with food, and then we will go on to power yoga, where you're burning the little bit of fat that you're eating, in order to fit yourself into a dress. So that's a little bit of a different aspect of hips, as opposed to how we look at it from a yogic perspective, such as releasing emotions, releasing your stresses and your traumas, if you have had one or have been confronted with one in life, unfortunately. To some extent, we all have some sort of stresses, I'm sure, on an everyday basis, or which continues on. And it does not have to be stress. It's like you're very sad. You're just sad for somebody or for yourself, why it happens to me. So your thought processes also has to change. And that is also something we plan to talk about and share with all our viewers, because I think everything that we seek for is all inside us. There's nothing outside of us.
Thank you so much for explaining all the facts, telling about the importance for our life as well, with all these yoga techniques, what we do. So once again, thank you so much for your time tonight, and hopefully next week or coming weeks, whenever we are, because this is a live show. So next, whenever we are coming, hopefully we'll have more powerful yoga, as you mentioned, and keep an eye on us and get the yoga, keep going, and we'll have meditation, as we mentioned. So maybe we can do online meditation as well. But
That's right.
So far we have covered 4 days. To start with, as you said, it was the easiest or the easier steps. So maybe I would request everyone who are following us or who are going to follow, please practice this 4 days, and hopefully from here we go more harder and maybe advanced level and do some online meditation, so you can follow your online teacher, or in this case Naz Ahmed, she will be your online instructor for your yoga. So tonight that's all we have, and thank you so much, Nazapa, explaining all those yoga tricks, tips, and the secret with us tonight.
Thank you. Thank you, Azabul, for having me in your 360 events. Thank you immensely.
Thank you once again, and have a good night. Stay well, stay safe during this COVID-19, during this pandemic, and do yoga. Be fit yourself. That's all we can tell. Thank you so much.
It's good.